Hello and welcome to FloRacing's coverage of the 2022 Advanced Auto Parts Drive for Diversity Combine. I'm Mamba Smith.
And I'm Jacqueline Drake, and we're going to see 13 drivers here compete for the Combine and show us their skills. Mamba, you have been a veteran to the Combine. What can we expect today?
Yeah, 7th time. I don't know if that's a good thing or not a good thing, but what you can expect, the drivers are getting tested on their media ability, being camera ready. They're tested on their physicality and being physically able to drive these cars because they are athletes. And of course, you can't be a race car driver if you're not fast. So speed and adaptation is huge, a part of the process.
It sure is. And the Drive for Diversity Combine that was created in 2004 to expand the minorities within inside of motorsports. Several drivers now in the Cup Series, including Bubba Wallace, Daniel Suarez, and of course Kyle Larson, have moved up through the ranks. Now let's hear from a few of our Drive for Diversity leaders on what makes this program so great.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion is like the most important thing we could focus on. And at Advanced Auto Parts, we talk about this concept of champion inclusion. And really, it's about embracing the skills and styles of all different associates and team members and drivers, and future leaders and drivers in sport.
This is where it all starts, at the grassroots level. You know, you're looking at the Legend Car program that we have, the late model program, and then even up to the ARCA program. Advanced Auto Parts understands that level of racing, the importance of it. They already have a significant investment in it, and they're going to do a great job of helping get these drivers the exposure. And that's step one for us. Even when we start evaluating the drivers, it's making sure that they're known across the industry, not just within NASCAR, not just within our sponsorship groups, but within the industry as far as the teams go. So they have their eye on them starting today. The more that a sponsor like Advanced Auto Parts can do to push weekly racing to the next level and get those drivers' names out there, the better off they're going to be in the future when they start looking for sponsors of their own and start talking with teams and letting them know their success on the racetrack.
The only way that we can ensure that young people have access and they have a platform and they have the support to develop was that we had to own an organization. And so we created Rev Racing. We're really proud that we feel like we're one of the best development programs in the sport. To have a partner in NASCAR and a partner like Advanced Auto Parts and some of the other ones is just really, really tremendous. It just really reinforces our commitment and reminds us why we do this.
I think every time I see a new crop of drivers, I get excited. I've been around the sport now for a couple decades and have worked at Rev Racing in the past, and so it brings back a lot of memories for combines and the excitement, and somebody here is going to make it, right? And probably more than one. And so I go back to seeing Bubba and Kyle and Daniel and some others sitting in those same positions and seats, and I get excited.
It just shows the commitment that Advanced Auto Parts has for growing local racing, on short tracks with their weekly series. So this combine is really neat it doesn't only test your on-track performance, it also tests your communication with your team, your knowledge about the sport and race cars, your kind of off-track media capabilities. It really covers the whole thing, and really neat for them to be a part of it, as well as myself of being part of a great organization like Advanced Auto Parts who wants to continue to do these things.
It's great to hear from our Drive for Diversity leaders and the commitment within the diversity of motorsports. Mamba, thoughts on what we can expect today?
Yeah, no, I think it's great to hear from our leadership and to listen to how far it's come from where we started. I've been a part of this program in one way, shape, or form since 2009. I feel ancient. We have someone who's 13 years old out here, so to know that it's growing and moving forward, that's really exciting, and I think everyone can look forward to the future. So speaking of those competitors, let's get to learn a little bit more about our drivers.
So I'm a third-generation driver. So I went to my first race when I was 3 weeks old, and then when I turned 5, I started racing quarter midget. Right now, probably the thing I like to do is change the gear. My favorite track is Anderson Speedway in Indiana. Got high banking, and it's a really fast track.
My grandparents used to own a local track to us, Salem Speedway. I started out in go-karts, and I've worked my way from go-karts on now to late models. This year I'm taking 3 math classes. I got physics, calculus, and finite. So 3 math classes this year. I love math. Anderson Speedway, and also I just recently went to Pensacola. How technical Pensacola is what I like so much about it.
I started racing when I was 9 years old because my grandfather was a rally driver. He was actually a national champion in Mexico. When I was young, I watched Disney, so I would say cars, but of course Talladega Nights and all of them are classics. do something small. For example, sometimes they make me like take the shifting out of the car, or like little details, but I feel part of the team.
Mom sold her car and got ourselves a cart and a trailer, and we went over to Langley Speedway over in Virginia, probably Martinsville. Yep, I gotta say that's my favorite, the speed that you get down the straightaway and then that hard, sharp left. I didn't even know what a bump stop did just until a couple months ago, but being more hands-on on the car definitely helped with feedback, and I could actually understand what he was talking about when he said those things.
I got my start in racing when I was just 5 years old, and I started racing out at the Tucson Quarter Midget track. My favorite thing to work on is probably setups.
So my dad used to be a racing driver, so that got me really into racing. I'm from Mexico City, so I won the championship my first year. But my favorite movie, I think it's the Ayrton Senna movie. Here in the US, it's definitely Bristol. I love that track. I do like the cleaning. I really like to help wrapping the car.
Well, I'm actually a first-generation driver, so no one in my family really done it. After karts, I moved on to Bandoleros and made me go into legend cars. I've been running legend cars for about 3 years now. You know, I'd say like lunch. I don't count. When I was little, my favorite movie had to be Cars, the first one, because I'd watch it like 4 times a day until my parents would tell me to shut it off. Probably the road course at Charlotte Motor Speedway. That's like about 1.25 miles. Really nice track, very fast, you know.
Went down to Atlanta Motor Speedway to watch Thursday Thunder races. I asked my dad if I could do it. He saved up some money to get me a Bandolero race car. Well, the first 3 years I've been racing, I've brought 3 wins with that car. Favorite subject in school probably would be math. Favorite track to race on is Florence Motor Speedway.
I started out in a Bandolero car, tracks like Charlotte Motor Speedway, Nashville Fairgrounds, and Atlanta Motor Speedway. Talladega Nights. It's comedy, and it's also about cars, which is my most favorite thing. So I started back in 2013. I raced go-karts just mainly in Indiana. In 2014, I started traveling a little bit more. But in college, it's business, because I love talking, I love working with people, and I think it suits my personality quite well. Citrus County Speedway in Florida. You don't have to use much brake there. It's got moderate banking. Very fun track, very racy track.
When I was about 6, we actually went over there and tested a car at one of the tracks in Denver, and ever since then, I've been racing. I liked the Ford versus Ferrari movie. I liked how, I don't know, I just felt like I connected to that movie. I like Hickory Motor Speedway. A lot of people don't like Hickory because of like the bumps and like the character of the track, but I think it's a really good grassroots racing track.
Well, I get started when I have 5 years old, and well, it's an activity that I start with my dad in the go-karts and in one track that is called Cuautla. My favorite movie is Days of Thunder or Cars. I think they're both of my 2 favorite movies.
My mom and my grandfather actually raced. They're drag racers. And so growing up, I've always been around racing, always wanted to go to the racetrack. When I was 5, I really wanted to go racing, so the only thing I could do at that age was the dirt quarter midgets in Delaware. I really like math. It's like fun to figure out numbers and calculate stuff, but I gotta pay attention. But when I do that, it's pretty fun. Probably the Murder Mile. Murder Mile is really cool. My favorite track to watch is Bristol, though.
Listening to those drivers, they're so excited, Jacqueline, to be here for the Combine. It reminds me of my first time coming. You got to be around people that look like you and thought like you and wanted to race and have the same dream and the same goals. It's so cool to see.
It really is, and I love seeing all the different personalities, and I can't wait to see just how their skill sets are going to perform on the track. After the break, we're going to start the 2022 Advanced Auto Parts Drive for Diversity Combine.
My name is Jaden Reyna. Did you know that Mobil 1 has been the official motor oil of NASCAR for more than 20 years? As a participant in this year's Drive for Diversity Combine, I'm proud that Mobil 1 is committed to diversity efforts in our sport.
I only trust the best on track. That's why my team drives with Mobil 1.
Mobil 1 gets the most out of both my race car and my own car.
I use Mobile One because I want my car to perform at its absolute best.
Mobile One lets me get the most out of my drives on and off the track.
We love our new neighborhood.
Yeah, great schools, wonderful neighbors, so helpful.
Maybe too helpful.
Go, 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 go!
Well, at least Geico made bundling our home and car insurance easy.
We save so much money.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Die Hard. Good choice.
Only one I trust.
Imagine if everything had the reliability, durability, and power of Die Hard. Die Hards choose Die Hard, and they get it at Advance Auto Parts.
Ed Vance here, and I'm at my favorite place again.
Sorry, did you say your name is Ed Vance?
That's me.
Like Advance?
Crazy, right? And it just so happens he knows everything in advance.
Oh, you know the future? Did you know I needed 10W30?
No. I just know everything here in Advance Auto Parts, like where the 10W30 is.
So you don't know what I'll do next?
Actually, I do. You will be going to the oil aisle.
He's good.
He's Advance.
I spent a lot of time here.
He's here a lot.
This is how we advance.
We're here in Mooresville, North Carolina at the GoPro Motorplex facility. We have 13 of NASCAR's youngest diversity drivers coming in to compete for the Advanced Auto Parts NASCAR Diversity Combine. This is a great opportunity for them to get coached up by none other than Josh Wise and Scott Speed, the same two guys that coach champions like Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott. The drivers are expected to figure out how to apply what they learn run after run. They'll go on track here, they'll go back to Josh and Scott, they'll get to evaluate their runs, break down with different camera angles and different tracing, and then they're expected to apply what they learn back in film on track.
As we get started today, it's a 3-day show, obviously. We have some great people here that can teach you. We'll have some great evaluators involved. A lot of my peers on the competition side will be involved both today and on Wednesday. There's a lot of people here that are looking at you and are going to be able to give you a lot of great feedback. But also at the same time, this is a competition. From this point forward, you are competing, whether it's on the track or off the track, and we want to see you all get the best out of this experience. Our goals are, as NASCAR, representing this program, are to have you guys advance all the way up the ladder, each and every one of you, and one day be racing at the NASCAR Cup Series level.
I'm feeling confident. I want to set the pace, and I want to go out there and have fun first and foremost. But my idea of fun is being fast.
Good? Have you been on GoPro before?
Never.
It's awesome. It's so much fun.
I have little to no go-kart experience at all. I mean, we've raced a couple times, like indoor go-karts, but not anything like this.
That's my first time karting. I've always been a quarter midget driver. I'm hoping just to get out here, have fun, learn a little bit, and just meet everybody.
Do you like racing the pro stuff?
I like pros. I've tested a late model stock, and I like pros better.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's hard to decide.
Yeah, no, you just like racing them. Don't matter which one.
All the drivers here are trying to show their talents to the evaluators here to try and compete for a spot for Rev Racing.
So everything's been going well?
Yeah, I'm all the days practice English to be better and explain me.
Yeah, so you can explain and get, it's all a process. For you, it's different than everybody else because you got to learn the car, but you also got to learn how to communicate too.
You need to understand what is to say and to communicate to other people, and then to give the throwback to the person, to the engineers.
What are you guys trying to figure out?
Our weights in pounds, because in Mexico we use kilograms. So in the sheet that they gave us, it says plus 10, plus 20. And Andres was like, no, there's no way you're this weight. I'm like, really? He's like, okay, convert it on pounds. And he's like, oh yeah, you were right. So we were just figuring out that.
for these kids, like what's the hardest thing that they're gonna have to deal with these karts?
It's just a different vehicle for most of them.
Yeah.
So they're really twitchy. The other thing that's really challenging, but I really like the karts for this, is you have to drive them harder and harder and harder to find grip. Like if you slow down, they have like less, they feel like they have less grip potential. But then there's like a cliff, so you drive harder, 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 and it's getting more and more grippy, and then all of a sudden there's no grip. Right. And so that's a lot like a stock car actually, like especially on like more of the downforce tracks.
Yeah.
It's a really fun kart, but the tires take a little bit to get warm, which makes it really loose in some of these turns. But the only thing I noticed that's really big is the brakes are a little bit touchy. I'm not happy with how I did, but I feel like since I'm going to be out here for the next 3 rounds, I'm hoping to improve. I'm pretty sure we can. I'm more visual learner, so hopefully we can get this car going faster.
Okay, so get out the brake a little bit early, no? So
maybe, yeah.
To go more with more speed in the curve.
Either way, and you can try a couple different things, but yeah, just trying to carry more speed through the corner.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Good job. And your feedback is if you're going off this curb right here, that means you're going too fast. So use that as like a guide to know if you're doing it correctly or not. Okay? Let's take a look. So interesting, in that corner, you're actually, when you're getting to the apex there, you're going faster than I am. Or what, let's say, a baseline of what the kart's capable of, and you lose all your time coming off of that corner.
I think we'll have some time to do a quick track walk. Angles, shapes, and elevations. Okay? That makes sense?
Yes.
All those things?
Yes.
What are you getting the information with?
Your brain.
Your
From
eyes.
where? Your eyes, right?
Yeah.
So anytime you have a timing corner, you got to get your eyes to it sooner, right? If I come off right here and I just go straight right here, I'm headed. Is that the right angle going into that corner right there?
No.
I got to be out here, right?
Yeah.
If I'm just going to take this corner. So I do that by staying right longer so I can get the car straight and then turn. So how can I fix that?
Come over here.
Yeah.
Come a lane or 2 up, right? Make sure I take my free angle. Take free angle out of the corner. If I just have to make less corner, then you're going to go faster through it.
Yep.
Make sense?
Yeah.
The day went as good as I could have hoped for, really. You know, the drivers were all really fun to work with, and I memorized 13 new faces and names today, which was, we had memorized who they were. I mean, this was really about gathering information, you know, and so now we get to go through the information and the plan that we had and see how the drivers navigated that plan. You know, visually seeing how they responded to that, but really getting in the data for it will be important for me to start to even form an opinion. But we've got enough information that we're going to learn a lot about everyone individually.
As we all know, being a professional race car driver is more than just smashing the gas. One thing you gotta be able to do is talk to the media. The other important factor is fitness. After all, drivers are athletes. We're gonna go to the Chevy Technical Center to address both of these important aspects of racing life.
Today is just as important as, you know, on the track. The racing is the reward, but everything else is just as important. You have to show your personality and understand that you can't just be plain and vanilla and stuff, but at the same time, I mean, you have to be professional, and this is where, you know, you set your boundaries and set a good baseline for who you'll be as a professional athlete for years to come. Racing is mental, but also physical, so I think you guys are gonna do great today, and have fun and be in the moment, but also understand that you are professionals, and this is your time to set yourself apart. So good luck to you.
So we're touring the GM Technical Center today, seeing all the different amenities it has to offer to all of its workers and the teams out there. And then we're doing our media assessment, a few different types of content captures, and then a physical assessment.
All right, guys, here we go.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
I promise there's not a test or a quiz. You can sit in the front. It will be okay. So you all are a part of the NASCAR Drive for Diversity program. But within General Motors Motorsports, we race all over the place. Not only is it important for us to work together internally, but externally with our partners as well. And then we also live by It's On Me and Win It With Integrity. Everything we do has to be done with integrity. We want to make sure we keep you all safe. We want to make sure that the fans have a great experience. We want to make sure that we're getting our wins in a very fair way. We want to make sure that we're doing the best, not only for the now, but for the future.
Come and slide a little closer and rotate like that right there.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
So we did the content capture first with Mamba upstairs. It was definitely a little bit of a learning curve. I've never had to read off of something before, so that was a different transition, but it went pretty well for all of us.
I always read through my lines first.
Okay.
Because for me, if I don't know what's coming next, then I get really lost. And then my producers yell at me, and then we're sitting there for like 20 minutes over and over.
I have a pretty good memory, so I just read it first to myself, and then I'll say it to the camera, so it wasn't too hard.
All the lights in the room, only 2 lights in the room, sorry, only 2 lights in the room. It feels like everyone's just pointed at you because you're the only one that's lit up.
I'm Regina Sirven, proud to be part of the 2023 NASCAR Drive for Diversity Driver Development. You're right.
Yeah, I told you.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't apologize to me. It's weird. It's like I want to stare at the camera, but I'm also trying to. Yes. I'm trying to have one part and then look at the camera without having to look up as much.
I'm gonna do that one more time. There's a lot of D's in there.
For me, it's a new experience. Stuck with Mamba is awesome, and some new capsules for content for Rev Racing is amazing.
For you with these, it's a little bit of a different process because I know you gotta run it through in your mind in Spanish and then translate it over. So just take your time. I think slowing down and really trying to enunciate will also really help you a lot.
We got to see Mamba, and he's always fun to talk to. So we had a great couple questions, answers with Mamba, and then we moved on to our next conference room.
Why are initiatives like the NASCAR Drive for Diversity program important to the future of our sport?
It overall makes the sport very welcome for everyone. No one should be excluded from it. Everyone can have a dream, and if their dream is to be in a NASCAR one day, Rev Racing offers just the best program for it. It was a cool experience. I thought I did decent. It's kind of hard to prepare for a Q&A session.
I can personally impact the sport by continuing to drive and set my own pathway and kind of let other people follow in my footsteps and be a good role model to younger drivers.
The press conference went well. There was a lot of very great questions.
I'm Sarah Houston with NASCAR Driver Services, and I know this has been a super exciting week for you guys, and I'd love to learn a little bit more about how you guys prepared for this opportunity.
A few other people I know from NASCAR was there asking a few questions. It was always really good because it's the questions you're going to get when you actually make it into the higher levels. People are going to test you and ask you different tough questions to see where you're at with them and how you can answer them. So it's always good to have those questions and have a knowledge of what it's going to be like when you get there.
I was on the simulator 24/7 right after school and homework, so I prepared for it every single day.
I'm Brianna O'Leary. I am the strength and conditioning coach for the drivers over at Rev Racing. Today we are testing the drivers' physical fitness, kind of a lot of mental too. It's kind of designed to maybe fail in some areas and just see how they handle that.
We worked out with Coach Phil's guys and girl. We went up there for that, and it was pretty fun. I'm pretty fit. I take a strength class and everything.
I did this deal 11 years ago, I guess, into 2011, and obviously there was no facility like this, so I remember we went to Virginia and we did probably a lot of stuff you guys probably did earlier today. I'm guessing
the press conference thing. We did like media training and a little bit of gym stuff. And then yeah, we ran late models at Langley, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed the experience.
I just walked in, I didn't look around, I saw people I knew, then I walked over because it was a really nice view actually, so I walked over to see the view. I look over, it's Kyle Larson.
So Langley, for the combine thing, was my first ever time in a stock car. Yeah, I was nervous.
No test or nothing?
Nothing, yeah. Nothing, it was weird. It felt like really big.
And he was actually, before Nick Sanchez won a championship, he was the last driver to win the ARCA championship with Rev, so he's a very big role model to me, and to see him here and him telling us, you know, don't stress it too much because he was in our exact same shoes, it means a lot to me.
I was surprised. We got to get him under the bench press, and some of the girls even surprised me. I was like, man, over here benching more than me. So I think it was a good day, and we got to see a lot in all the aspects of mental, physical, and so it went well for us.
Overall, 10 out of 10. I thought it was a great day. You know, we got to tour the entire tech center and do our media and our fitness assessment. I think it's been an excellent day so far.
I think it went well. I had a good time with everybody, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow at South Boston.
Die Hard. Good choice.
Only one I trust.
Imagine if everything had the reliability, durability, and power of Die Hard. Diehards choose Die Hard, and they get it at Advance Auto Parts.
My name is Jaden Reyna. Did you know that Mobil 1 has been the official motor oil of NASCAR for more than 20 years? As a participant in this year's Drive for Diversity Combine, I'm proud that Mobil 1 is committed to diversity efforts in our sport.
I only trust the best on track. That's why my team drives with Mobil 1.
Mobil 1 gets the most out of both my race car and my own car.
I use Mobil 1 because I want my car to perform at its absolute best.
Mobil 1 lets me get the most out of my drives on and off the track.
We love our new neighborhood.
Yeah, great schools, wonderful neighbors, so helpful.
Maybe too helpful. Well, at least Geico made bundling our home and car insurance easy.
We save so much money.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Ed Vance here, and I'm at my favorite place again.
Sorry, did you say your name is Ed Vance?
That's me.
Like advance?
Crazy, right? And it just so happens he knows everything in advance.
Oh, you know the future? Did you know I needed 10W30?
No. I just know everything here in Advance Auto Parts, like where the 10W30 is.
So you don't know what I'll do next?
Actually, I do. You will be going to the oil aisle.
He's good.
He's Advance.
I spent a lot of time here.
He's here a lot.
This is how we advance.
We're here at Advanced Auto Parts with the NASCAR Drive for Diversity competitors. It's really important to wear different hats as a race car driver. One of those hats is being camera ready at all times. We've seen guys like Ryan Blaney in a store just like this Advanced Auto Parts. You got to wear different hats as a race car driver, and one of those is being camera ready for commercials like this. The drivers are being evaluated for their on-camera presence and line reading ability.
Hey race fans, it's Regina Servant with your Inside Track. Today it's a speed perks, sorry.
The easiest way to save your...
Wee bit nervous, wee bit, going in the bathroom, getting your hair all done, seeing if you have got any boogers in your nose, and anything, crap in your teeth.
Get special offers and see your savings add up fast. I messed up, did I?
Oh no, when everyone laughed, I thought I messed up.
Using Mobil 1 keeps my engine performing its best on whatever track I'm on.
What did I tell you guys? I said, make sure you smile before you go.
Yeah.
And did you do it?
Yep.
Did it help?
Yeah.
That's a goal.
Yeah.
All right, good luck.
Yeah, shake your body. Big deep breath, big out. Yeah.
Smile, get a laugh before you go, remember?
Get a little.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
I am.
Do you feel like I prepared you well from earlier?
You did.
Because if I didn't, you can tell me because we're on
Don't tell
camera.
him lie. No, I'm not lying. I'm ready.
So remember, get speed perk.
I think I'm probably reading it a little too fast.
It was so good so far.
It doesn't matter if you nail it the first time or not, because they're always going to want you to do another hit. So just focus on getting the rhythm, and then once you start getting the rhythm, you're good.
So remember, get speed perks, get rewarded, and enroll today.
Really good. I like all your hands.
Yeah, loosen up a little bit.
With your hands, it's kind of easy, right? Because you can get into it. Yeah.
So remember, get speed perks,
get rewarded,
and enroll today.
Get speed perks, get rewards, enroll today.
My name is Regina Servant. Did you know that Mobile One has been the official motor oil of NASCAR for more than 20 years? As a participant in this year's Drive for Diversity Combine, I'm proud that Mobile One is committed to diversity efforts in our sport.
Now that the drivers have been able to hone their ability on camera and in the media room, we're going to go up to South Boston Speedway and sit down with our very own Jacqueline Drake in the Mobile One Lounge.
I'm Jacqueline Drake, and you're joining us here in the Mobile One Lounge at the Drive for Diversity Combine, and I'm joined by our females in the field, Quinn Davis, Regina Servant, Katie Hediger, and Paige Rogers. And looking at you guys, smiling faces, I love to see it. Guys are confident. But I want to start with you, Quinn, 13 years old, you're a baby Grands champion this year.
Yes, ma'am.
What are some of your racing inspirations that help you, that you look forward to?
I look forward to like inspirations like, let's say, like Nick Sanchez, for example. I grew up watching Carson Hocevar and everybody on this team, and it's just an honor just to be here in general. So it was an honor meeting them and Raja Carruth, so I'd like to thank them for giving me this opportunity today.
Yeah, and at 13 years old, the youngest out of the entire panel, Katie, you're 15 years old, and you're already the winningest female at Hickory Motor Speedway. That comes with such a large spotlight. How do you handle that? How do you keep focus?
Well, when we went to Hickory and I won that race, that made me the winningest female. We just went there to win a race, so there definitely is some pressure that comes with that, but I'm just giving it all I got still, and I love driving late models, so I'm just driving them like I would at Hickory.
Never giving up, right? That's gonna be the key. But there is obstacles that do come in motorsports. We're all familiar with it. What's one of the biggest ones for you, Paige?
Being young, probably back where I'm from, you come down here in the Carolinas and Virginia area, 90% of the field's young, and back home, I mean, everyone's older. You're lucky to find 2 or 3 people my age. So kind of identifying with them, you know, obviously I don't share the same characteristics as some older people, so it's nice to be in this environment with a lot of younger people. You guys can kind of connect more and talk more.
Regina, we gotta cap it off with you. You're the veteran out of all of them. You've been part of the program the last 3 years. What's been the best part of this process for you?
Being part of the diversity program is super important because representation is the most important thing. When we see, I don't know, Danny Patrick, Danny Suarez being in those levels, you're like, you know, I have the same things that they have. I'm also human. So it's more about how much effort you put on that. So that's a message that I want to transmit all little girls and little boys, that it doesn't rely or depend on your nationality or your gender. As long as you work hard to get it, you can achieve your dreams.
I want to talk a little bit about racing family. We all have them. We have support systems back home, some back further than others. Your loves here. Tell me a little bit about this right here. We have your dad, we have your grandpa.
Yeah, so my grandpa, he was a huge NASCAR fan, so I lost him to cancer, unfortunately, but I feel like if he was here today, he would see me, he'd be like, she's gonna make it one day. And I also have my dad that I lost when I was 8 months old, right here with his number on the side, and it's just special because you can always have them on your shoulder just to protect you, and they've done a great job with that so far, because I know that I've gotten a few wrecks that have gotten pretty serious, and I'm still sitting here today.
Fathers often tie us to motorsports. Paige, I know the connection you have with your father. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so he's the one who got me started in racing. He got me started in go-karts when I was younger. I always wanted to do it. because I watched him doing it growing up. I raced go-karts in 2013 and 2016, and then in 2017, he got diagnosed with cancer as well, so he kind of took a break from the racing thing to kind of figure out what that meant for our program and really us as a family in general. And then in 2020, he wanted to go back racing. There's not a lot of things that we bond together on just because we're two different people, but racing is something we can really come together for.
Katie, I gotta know, family moments, what's been one of the most that stands out to you?
I think the best moment with my family was when I won my first race at Hickory. It was in the limited late model with Matt Percy Racing. And my mom and my siblings only come down about once a month for a race, and they were there. My best friend was there. So that's got to be the best moment ever. My mom was crying. She was so happy. So that would probably be my favorite moment.
Regina, you spoke about your mom to me. How does she support you all the way from Mexico?
Well, I talk to her all the time. I'm very, very tight with my mom. I tell her everything.
I think we all tell them everything, right?
Yeah. So I definitely, like, even when I'm nervous before I race, I call her, and she's like, why are you nervous? You know, like, she gives me a speech, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go on. I think a lot of what I'm doing today is thanks to her.
Well, all you guys being here right now is going to make a difference in some little girl's dream. And thank you for being a part of this panel and hanging out with me and being open about this, and good luck to you guys.
Thank you, Dad.
My name is Jaden Reyna. Did you know that Mobil 1 has been the official motor oil of NASCAR for more than 20 years? As a participant in this year's Drive for Diversity Combine, I'm proud that Mobil 1 is committed to diversity efforts in our sport.
I only trust the best on track. That's why my team drives with Mobil 1.
Mobil 1 gets the most out of both my race car and my own car.
I use Mobil 1 because I want my car to perform at its absolute best.
Mobil 1 lets me get the most out of my drives on and off the track.
Ed Vance here, and I'm at my favorite place again.
Sorry, did you say your name is Ed Vance?
That's me.
Like advance?
Crazy, right? And it just so happens he knows everything in advance.
Oh, you know the future? Did you know I needed 10W30?
No. I just know everything here in Advanced Auto Parts, like where the 10W30 is.
So you don't know what I'll do next?
Actually, I do. You will be going to the oil aisle.
He's good.
He's Ed Vance.
I spent a lot of time here.
He's here a lot.
This is how we advance.
We love our new neighborhood.
Yeah, great schools, wonderful neighbors, so helpful.
Maybe too helpful. Well, at least Geico made bundling our home and car insurance easy.
We save so much money.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Die Hard. Good choice.
Only one I trust.
Imagine if everything had the reliability, durability, and power of Die Hard. Die Hards choose Die Hard, and they get it at Advance Auto Parts.
Get started. First off, you guys all know Matt Booker joining us today, and obviously he is overall the competition at Rev, so he's going to be a critical guy for you guys to lean on. But anyway, we're here day 3. We'll have 3 sessions today. We'll have what we're going to call a warm-up session, and it is just that. It's not a session that we're looking at to evaluate you guys on lap time. Nick and Justin are gonna hop in before you guys do. So we'll start right about 10:30, and they'll do the same thing you guys are. Just watch what they do, watch their line around the racetrack, watch how they feel the car out, and then when they come back in, whoever's up first, definitely talk to them, and all of you should talk with them. The second session is gonna be a time attack heat race. So it's 15 laps. Again, we're not looking for anyone to go out and turn qualifying laps. We're looking at, it's essentially a 15-lap timed race. And then the final session of the day is time attack feature race. It's a 30-lap race against the clock. Same thing, you leave pit road, you have 2 laps, you get the green flag down the back straightaway, you're coming to your first lap, and then you have 30 consecutive laps that we're evaluating you on. Nick and Justin will still be down here, Booker will be down here, Mark will be down here for you guys to lean on and ask questions. They'll also give you pointers and instruct you on what they saw from your last run for you to improve on. At the end of each run, we will come over the radio and ask you guys to give feedback of what you felt. So be ready for that as well. Obviously, we have a great opportunity here thanks to what Advanced Auto Parts has provided for us with this combine. And this sets the tone for the program, what you guys do today, for several years to come. So we'll see all of you go out there, have fun, enjoy it, compete, and it'll be a good day.
Well, I'm in the youth program, and the people that are driving today, they're running for the late model program, so I can just be out here and support the teammates. Yeah, I'll be talking to the drivers as they get out the car, just seeing what they do, probably ask them a few questions how the late models run around here. Looks like a pretty slick track, so.
I won't be driving today. I'll be supporting all of my competitors because they supported me throughout GoPro Motorplex a couple days ago, and I want to return the favor for them because they really helped me out. It does bum me out, but I'm just thankful to be here in general because just being here is a huge opportunity, and I like to thank FloRacing and Advanced Auto Parts just for setting all this up in general.
Considering this is a driver combine, I'm looking to see who is going to, make an impact, show us something a little, separate themselves from the pack. That's what I'm looking for. And I look at it from an athletic standpoint of how you're going to perform, what you need to be thinking about, what you need to be concentrating on. That's kind of universal, no matter what you're trying to achieve in an athletic realm. But from a competition standpoint, they need to stay calm. They need to let it come to them. They need to do what they do best and try to get the best out of themselves throughout the day.
'Cause in life, no one else would do it for you. It's time.
Look at this. We already got our gloves on. We're ready to roll.
He always has.
In his yellow shoes.
Don't relax in the slack and we gotta make it happen. If you really want it, for real, now do you really want it? If you really want it, you gotta get up, go out and get it. If you really want it, you gotta get up, go out and get it. If you really want it, you gotta get up, go out and get it. If you really want it, you gotta get up, now go and get it.
Yeah, no, if you go too hard, he's just gonna try to get free on you up off. But and then a little bit of brake. You don't have to use a ton of brake.
The same amount of brake, a little bit,
just a little
aggressive.
bit, just a little bit. Yep. Really, just trying to set the nose, set the car off into the corner, and then the tires and the car and the chassis will work for you. Just let it roll through the corner. Then don't rush the throttle. You don't want to pick it up too soon. You know what I'm saying? If you pick it up too soon, it's gonna want to try to go up the racetrack. So let the car roll. Once you feel like the car's pointed for you, start rolling back into gas. Yep.
I'm just here really to leave nothing on the table. I'm going to leave these past 2 days. I've, in my heart, done everything that I could possibly do to be the best. So at the end of the week, I want to go home knowing that there was nothing else I could have possibly done better.
Well, let's go leave it all out on the track.
Leave it all on the track. Thank you.
All right. How do you feel kind of going into today with the cars?
I feel pretty excited. This will be like my second time being in a late model.
Okay.
My original plan wasn't to be in a late model. I was actually in a youth program, but with me being past that at the first day of the combine, decided to put me in a late model.
Oh, exciting! Yeah. You must have done something right.
Yeah.
Took a chill pill and just, all right, let's try to hit consistent but still fast lap times with the tires that I have on. You try to have like a slow fall off. For me, I can lose maybe 100th every lap. You don't want to be I can run a 7, I'm running a a 1, 16-1. I'm back to a 6, now I'm 9-1. Your tires are going to be destroyed by doing that. So I feel like definitely having a slow, consistent fall off would be better.
Yeah.
My weak spot right now was the braking point. Well, it was not the braking point, but the braking pressure. I think that I need to work on letting it off faster, and I think that will help me with my rolling speed, and that will help us overall in everything. Track is fun, and I was very, very nervous, honestly. And after a couple laps, I was like, wow, this is actually so fun. The nerves are away, so I'm ready for my second round.
Well, definitely I've been working so hard for this day, so I'm looking forward to do what I know I can. No mistakes. Try to be just my best version in the track. Try to get as much confidence in the car, and just do these 2 sessions just be one of my 2 best sessions for me.
Awesome. I've never been to this track. It's a really cool track.
Yeah, so are you gonna get one of those famous bologna burgers or?
Wait, there's a bologna burger?
Yeah, South Boston bologna burger. You didn't know about that?
I mean, I might try it if the stand's open.
It's getting warmer, so the day's gonna be a little bit different from first session to last session. This session was really just about feeling the car out, shaking it down, getting some heat in the tires, so the next few sessions we go out, that heat will get in those tires a little bit quicker than obviously on a new set of stickers. It went pretty well for me. I got a lot more to give, so I was really happy with where the balance of the car was at. So the first one's a 15-lap run, and the second one's a 30-lap run. They're both all about consistency. Consistency, not necessarily turning the fastest lap. You want to be fast, but you want to be fast and consistent, which is something I do very well. So I'm feeling confident going these next few rounds.
You said your favorite thing about racing was the competition.
Yeah.
Are you feeling it today?
Yeah, there's a lot of good drivers out here, and they're turning pretty fast laps, so yeah, a lot of competition here.
This is gonna be your second run?
Yeah, second.
Okay, all right. Let's see what you got.
I'm feeling more comfortable with the car every lap I do, and I'm still not sure what my lap times were, but in the car, I was feeling really good. I think my feedback to the guys was really good as well, so overall, I'm feeling happy and excited about the 30-lap run that is going to be way harder because you've got to be more consistent and tires are going to be getting worse.
Everyone's lines seem to be pretty good. It's just where how much they get on the gas, because some drivers will be chipping like at the straightaway and some are barely chipping, but they're still running different times. So that's definitely interesting to see.
I saw that your nickname was Rocket, right?
Yeah.
Paige Rocket Rogers?
Yeah,
Who gave you that?
Rogers. I did.
You gave it to yourself?
It rhymes.
Are you allowed to
It's
do that?
amazing.
You can't get your own racing nickname. This is cool.
Well, people call me P. Roach, but that's not really like a nickname. Yeah, it's all hand painted.
Yeah, I see the like pinstriping.
It's got its
That's
use
cool.
though. I'm gonna need to get a new one. She's probably just gonna get hung up somewhere.
Nice.
You excited? You having a good time though?
Yeah.
Good, man. Driving race cars is always the best. I love driving race cars.
You've been doing some dirt stuff, haven't you? And you got a win this year in the micro.
How you know?
Hey, I did my research.
Well, this is my first time in South Boston.
Right,
Also, this is my first time in these. So they changed the late models. We had an old ones, and this is the first time we're trying these new ones. And I am actually liking it so much. Like they have way more grip than the ones that we used to have. And like even like in the previous late models, they wiggle on the steering wheel, and this one is like super easy to be smooth. So I'm actually enjoying it a lot.
Good. And this is your first time in a late model stop, right?
Yeah, I'm in the youth series, so I'm not running them, but I'm just supporting her and especially all the other competitors just to make sure that they're all calmed down and doing their best out there.
It's fun. It's fun when you can just support your friends at the same time.
Yeah, I'm just thankful to even be here in general.
She's a good support though. Like,
Has she been?
yeah, like my first round, I was like nervous because I was like, oh, okay, this was good, but I don't know, like I was nervous, and she's like, no, you did great. So I was like, thank you, Quinn.
You're gonna take my job as the hype person. You need to back it down.
Yeah, she has a good vibe.
Good vibes. I love that.
So you're on your second round, right?
Well, going into my, just got to my second.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do different for the third?
Try to push even harder.
Push even harder?
Yeah.
Is it weird not seeing your times?
Yeah, it is
So like
weird.
not knowing like, hey, I could have been better.
That
Because
is
sometimes
weird.
as a driver you feel like, oh, that was so fast.
feel it go
But you
down.
see your time and you're like, dang, I was not good.
Exactly.
You're doing great?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hopefully
One more round to go.
Hopefully you won't be the only one that says that we're doing good. So thank you, Jack.
Yeah, you're
Hopefully
welcome.
The people there think the same
They're up
thing.
here. I know. They're looking at you, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like my family now
Mm-hmm.
because I have been working with them 2 years now. So when I jump out of the car and they, oh, good job, like I feel like a little bit more confident, and that helps.
Yeah.
Well, you feel like you've learned a lot?
Yeah, I feel like I learned a lot.
What did you learn from like you've done the first two, right?
Yeah, I've done the warm up in the 15.
In the 50. What did you learn in like the 15 lapper?
The 15 lapper, I talked with Mark. Just kind of talked about my line and everything. You know, kind of asked him what I should do, like going into the corner and stuff like that.
What did he tell you?
He just told me to like, you know, be smooth with it, try and bring it as far into the corner and use less brake as possible, bring a lot of center speed in.
I know this is a long run, all right?
Yeah.
Make sure you stay focused, right? Yes, sir.
Not bored yet, are you?
All right, stay focused. Don't burn the tires too quick, okay?
And we were hitting the chip like 2 or 3 times about the finish line. And so, like, the ones that had good time were hitting it 3 times. So if I do that,
And like I said, I don't feel like you're really doing too much wrong in through the center. I mean, yeah, entering a little bit low, but I don't think that's really killing you. What's killing you is up off.
Okay.
You're just staying at 20 to 30% on throttle for too long. You need to make that faster.
and I think I can enter a little bit deeper into 3 to carry that center speed and then not get so low on the apron there too.
How was your last run?
It wasn't bad. It was
a mess? Is that what you said?
It was better.
Better, okay.
Yeah, because it's just getting so cold. And like, no sun in 1 and 2, or no sun in 3 and 4. So like for these guys, it's gonna be really bad. But I was just really loose on exit.
Okay.
And I was a little skaty on entry too, which Justin said he kind of had a problem with.
Yeah.
I cannot do a loose on entry or exit car. Like I cannot drive it. But we made progress from the first run, so that was good. And then we were pretty consistent. So I'm not used to these tires or anything, so we didn't have the fastest time, but we were consistent. So I think that was pretty good.
You're the last one to go in that car though, and then this one has 2 more. The red one has 2.
I think I did pretty good. It's definitely going to be close. Obviously, we're all here for a reason. We're all very good at what we do. So I can't say there's definitely clear one way or another, but I feel very confident. I feel as if I left nothing on the table.
Give it to me. 3 rounds in, the end of the combine. How do you feel?
I feel really good. This is probably the most fun that I've had in a combine, because I've only gone 2 other times, 2013, 2015. But granted, I wasn't accepted, unfortunately. But yeah, this was super fun. I feel like everyone did a great job. Even Matt, everyone at Rev, even the Carols that set up the cars. This is amazing. I loved the whole weekend, being able to even talk to Kyle Larson in the gym. That was pretty fun.
So we're super excited to have this combine here at South Boston Speedway. It's great to see such a young, talented pool of drivers as they look to establish a relationship with Rev Racing in the Advanced Auto Parts Drive for Diversity Combine. It's been a great event, some great talent out there on the racetrack, and the evaluators are going to have a really hard time deciding who goes up to the next level in this program heading into 2023.
First off, all of you made it. That concludes the Advanced Auto Parts Drive for Diversity Combine. Again, I want to thank Chase and his wife Carly, who run South Boston, for allowing us to be here today. All the NASCAR staff for supporting this event. Everyone from Advanced Auto Parts that's been here supporting it. Probably the most buttoned up class I've seen from day one right through today. I can say in my time doing it, I've never seen a class that was closer, especially when it comes to late model, on-track evaluation, in terms of how you guys performed. Credit to all of you for your preparation. All the evaluators upstairs, I can tell you they're all impressed with you. We're gonna go through all the results from today and critique everything. You know, it's not all about going fast, it's about being consistent and then maintaining and learning and showing improvement as you went throughout the day. And I'd say each one of you did that. To have drivers like you commit to this and put all of your effort into competing and being the best that you can be, that's what we're all about, and that's what we at NASCAR want to see. Again, appreciate all the effort you guys put in. You guys are the star of the show. You guys make this event what it is and make this program what it is, and in the end of the day, you guys will make NASCAR successful in the future because of your performance on the racetrack and your performance as athletes in the sport. So thank you all. Travel safe as you guys head back, and I hope to see all of you in the near future.
It's been a great 2022 Advanced Auto Parts Drive for Diversity, and these drivers have shown a lot of promise and determination.
Yeah, no, we got drivers from all over the country, outside of the country. They've never seen South Boston Speedway before, let alone a late model that's not theirs. I think they've done a great job, and the diversity program has a very bright future.
Yeah, and from ages 13 to 19, there's a lot of talent that we could be seeing one day in the Cup Series. Until then, race fans, thanks for tuning in to the Drive for Diversity Combine.